Welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about a different form of reselling, but a form that can make you a lot of money if you understand where to get products, what products are good, where to sell these products, and just the overview of this different side of reselling that has been here for a long time. But I don't see too many people talking about it because it is kind of hard to get a big amount of inventory. But hopefully, we can solve that problem so you can potentially make some money. Now, this form of reselling is called vintage, Depop, eBay, used clothing reselling. It's where you buy used clothing that could either be a vintage or in demand, and you sell it for a higher price than the price that you bought it, profiting you money. Now, these products are 100% authentic, they're legit, so there's no risk of your accounts getting taken down. The only risk that you really run is not selling the product. But if you're pricing at good prices, you should be able to sell the products pretty quickly. Now, let me show you guys an example of a product so you guys can kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about. And then I'll go more into detail of what this business is, how you can start it, how you can do it, and how I do it myself. And maybe you can also do this as well. So right here, as you can see, we have these Carhartt. These are Carhartt overalls. These are pretty big. These are double knee Carhartt overalls. If you don't know, Carhartt is a really popular brand right now. Everybody and their mother wants this brand, even myself included. I have some double knee Carhartt style pants. They're not the Carhartt brand, but they're a Carhartt style. Now, everybody wants that. I'll pop up a couple of screenshots right here of how much that one goes for. And I got that piece right there for $5. And I can easily sell this one online for about anywhere from 30 to 50 to $60, making me a decent amount of profit. Now, you're probably not always gonna find, or hit these gems of Carhartt or the double knee Carhartt or stuff like that. You might get the regular Carhartt pants, which I'll also pop up screenshots, and you can see that these sell anywhere from around like 15 to $30. So if you're able to get them for around 10 and sell them for 30, 25, you're more than doubling your money right there, which is pretty good in the reselling space. Now, I know a lot of us have this really, really big misconception that reselling, you're going to get rich off of one product. That's not really how reselling works in the real space. Reselling, you want to at least do like a 50% ROI to 100%. 50% meaning that if you spend $1,000, you want to profit $500. 100%, if you spend 1,000, you want to make 1,000. Now with reselling one-to-one, people have the big misconception of, I'm gonna profit so big. So when you move on to the other products, you think it's not worth it. But in reality, it is, because you're selling real products. They're not gonna get taken down. You can scale this business. You can sell to anybody locally, online, or anywhere you're at. And it's not that hard to actually source these products. Right now, I just created a website where you guys can go ahead and buy some of this inventory in bulk at wholesale prices so that you can buy that bundle, you can resell it for yourself to make a profit. Now, I'm going to leave it down here below. I'm going to leave the website down there if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. There's not that much inventory. So if you are interested, be very quickly. As we get more traffic, prices of the products can increase. And we will definitely get more inventory if this is something that interests you. If you're a Depop, eBay, vintage reseller, whatever you are, if you are out there and you are looking for some specific products, whether it's polo shirts, Carhartt pants, Carhartt style, Dickies, Levi's, Carhartt jackets, zip ups, sweaters, hoodies, college stuff, whatever it is, leave it in the comments if you are looking for something, because we do have access to these massive, massive warehouses with thousands, if not millions of pounds of clothes, where we can go ahead and source products and sell it to you guys at a wholesale price so you can profit off of those products. Now, like I said, there's a lot of ways of getting this inventory. You don't have to buy from my website. That's just a place here you guys can go ahead and get some, product up front without having to go source for yourself. Now, there's thrift stores, flea markets, garage sales, estate sales, all these little places that you guys can go to go find this type of inventory. Now, I know it is a little bit harder to understand what actually sells, what doesn't sell, but don't worry. You could use Google Lens. If you don't know, Google Lens literally scans a product. So let's say you find a t-shirt with a design on it, scan it with Google Lens. It'll come out. It'll show you all the eBay listings. I'll make a video on that so you can see if the product's profitable or if it's not. But if you're looking for brands like Carhartt's pretty easy to look up. Like how I just showed before, you type it in on eBay and it'll come out and it'll show you all these sold listings. Now, Remember, you don't have to go to my website to buy inventory, but that's just where you can get wholesale directly shipped to your house, so you don't have to go out and source the product. But you can also find this type of inventory in flea markets, garage sales, all these places where they sell used items. And you can go in there, buy a product for $5, $10, sell it for 20, 30, 40, 50, depending on what you're getting, which is going to be pretty good. Now, the only downside to this business model is that it is a little bit harder to get inventory, and that's why we made that website to try to help you guys out. Other than that, the product is authentic, it's easy to list, it's easy to ship, it's easy to sell, and there's already a market for these products, which is why it is very popular, but not that many people talk about it because the hard part is getting the inventory. Now, I resell full time. I've been reselling for 5 years, and one of the biggest sources of income that I've had in the reselling niche has been reselling used clothing. If you go on Depop, there's a lot of Depop sellers that resell shirts, pants, hoodies, all that stuff, and they're making anywhere from like $3,000 to $10,000 a month in profit, which is pretty good off of just selling used clothing. So if that's something that interests you, like I said, the website's gonna be down below. This is called Vintage Reselling. If you guys want to know more about this, you want me to show you more in person, where I'm sourcing, how I'm getting stuff, or anything like that, let me know so I can go ahead and explain it to you guys. But if you do want to get started, like I said, there's a couple of bundles down in the new website. Grab yourself one, try to profit. You probably will profit, and then you'll keep buying and you'll keep making money. Like I said, it's all 100% authentic. You don't run the risk of getting your accounts taken down. You don't run any risk. So definitely give it a shot. If you want to get into making money, this is a good way that you can start without having to even leave your house or without having to go source for yourself. But if you have any questions, make sure you guys comment down below, and I'll help you guys out. I'll answer any questions. If you want me to make a video on a certain thing about this new niche or this reselling used clothing, let me know so I can go ahead and make some more content for you guys. But I appreciate all of you guys. Hope you guys get started. Hope you guys are reselling, and hope you guys make some good amount of money.